Now, ladies and gentlemen, just a quick PSA before we go into today's video. Some things are going to look a little different. For an example, the Antwerp capsule quantity for the Legends capsule is going to look a little different from the live action feed that you're seeing maybe currently or maybe even a couple hours after the video. Things like that are currently rapidly rising on the market for whatever reason. And of course, as of the next 24 hours of me posting this video, things are going to go pretty much all over the place. And this is 24 hours before the Antwerp removal update, or so we think. But for the most part, a lot of the prices and a lot of the quantity is probably going to say somewhat similar or somewhat the same. And it's a good idea before going into it or maybe pulling out right now. Now, ladies and gentlemen, with the most recent update in a Counter-Strike Global Offensive, that of course being the matchmaking update, that also included some very important things like the Antwerp removal update and the date specifically that is going to get removed, which is 4 days away just on August 8th, which is kind of scary for me and a lot of other people. With Valve publicly announcing the date of the removal, that has caused a lot of panic and controversy on the market, and that's, well, reflecting it very well at this point. We're seeing capsules and stickers go up crazy in quantity and a little down in price, which is kind of scary right now. And it's also been a couple weeks since we've really dived in deep on some of the cases on the market, like the Prisma 2 and Danger Zone, and some other core cases on the market, which have also risen quite a bit and some dropped, and that's what I want to discuss and look over in today's video. Now, if you guys are new to the channel and haven't already subscribed, make sure you do so. And here's a quick word from our video sponsor, Skins Monkey.
Hello, buddy. Are you tired of your ugly skins? Nothing lost. Don't skip the ad. Open skinsmonkey.com, trade your CSGO skins, and receive up to $5 bonus for free. What are you waiting for? Don't be a loser and trade on Skins Monkey. Psst. There is also a 25% deposit bonus.
So the first thing I want to go over, we briefed over it yesterday on my thoughts on this update specifically, but the Antwerp capsules themselves. Now, these have risen a lot in quantity just in the past 24 hours, I think probably for a couple of reasons. I think one, people are probably panicking and trying to sell their capsules because they know with this date update and with Valve publicly announcing it, more people are going to buy a lot of these capsules because they think it's going to be very scarce for a very short period of time. People are FOMOing into this and will FOMO into it probably later this week, and you'll have people try and have the best estimate on how many capsules are on the market before they actually buy them. So some people might wait, for an example, on Sunday night or Monday morning before the update happens in the afternoon, so they can kind of try and get the best investment. But little do they know, a lot of other people are doing that as well. And with this major, we haven't seen this in a very long time, but the 75% off sale is actually on, and all these capsules, really besides the autograph contenders, which will go over 100,000 eventually, are not under 100,000. So most majors, for an example, like Stockholm, Katowice 2019, and majors prior, sure there wasn't as many people buying into them, but the Legends capsule always had the most, with the rest being a little under 100K, and this is where things get a little complicated. And if you want a more in-depth look on the capsules and the Antwerp Hollows tomorrow, and my thoughts on the capsules and stickers themselves, I would go back to yesterday's video and check that out. But essentially right now, if you're invested into them and you want a way out, you have the next few days to get out, of course, which I think is very good compared to other years where people are kind of just screwed on the day when these get removed, or they wait too long, forget to sell them, and then they go down in price from there. Now on the hollow side of things, kind of like the capsules, they have gone down a little bit, but some of the main core stickers in here have gone up actually, like the Cloud9, the Rocks, the Vinny, and the Monacy, but not much, of course. And just like the capsules as well, these are only going to rise up in quantity and most likely go down in price, as even the final couple hours of these things still being 75% off is really not going to have us and give us the best and most accurate numbers of what people actually have in their inventories. Now, I'm not saying people have 100,000 Cloud9 hollows in their inventory, but there's definitely a lot of people who have these in their inventory, one as an investment, but also for crafts in the future. And if people who want to craft see that they've gone up $20 or $30, for an example, within the first couple of weeks, they're most likely going to sell them. And people are going to try and unbox more capsules because the price have gone up to try and level out the playing field. But out of the two for Antwerp, I would definitely say the stickers are the most safe, especially some of the higher tier ones. Like, I'm pretty sure I've heard TDM Jesus talk about the Rocks Hollow being 3 times more rare than a knife. Now, don't quote me on that, but I also know it's very rare. There's a lot of instances where people are opening up thousands of these capsules and not really getting anything back. I myself was extremely lucky and pulled a Rocks Hollow on a quick inventory when I opened one of my 4th or 5th capsules. But after that, I opened up about 500 more, got absolutely nothing besides a Cloud9 Hollow, I believe. But out of the two, definitely would probably stick with the holos and autograph holos specifically. The golds are a little too scarce, and with a scarce item in CS, you can't buy up a whole lot of them because there's not a huge market for them. Now going on to Antwerp, these with that update have actually gone down a little bit. Now I'm not sure if this is just a daily basis thing, but the past couple days I have been paying attention to Stockholm, and these stickers and the capsules have been really kind of going down, but the stickers have been going up. Kind of like we talked about in previous market updates while Antwerp is on. When a new major's out and stickers are 75% off, especially when ones look this similar, you're going to see other majors like this, for an example, go down quite a bit. But after, people are going to see that numbers are really low, prices are going to start to go back up to where they were before and a little over that, and that's when they usually hit their new all-time high. And for the holo side of things, prices pretty much all across the board for like the Mouse, the Copenhagen Flames, the Pain Gaming, they're all pretty much the same. And well, on to the case market, ladies and gentlemen. We still haven't really seen a huge decrease in price of the recoil case or the Dreams and Nightmares, especially the Dreams and Nightmares. It really hasn't dropped below 80 cents, which is kind of crazy to consider. The clutch case has actually gone up a few cents, which is not too bad. The glove case, once again, this is like the 4th or 5th week in a row, it really hasn't moved up in price, which is really, really bad. It just really means that not a lot of people are opening them right now because I would say the price is extremely high for what you can get. And especially if you're going for a pair of gloves, obviously you want the OG gloves, but most people are probably going to go for the clutch case because it gives you a pretty good ROI, especially if you're going for gold specifically, and the gloves look pretty good in that as well. Now, something that has actually shot up recently in price quite a bit is one, the fracture case, but also the Gamma 1 and Gamma 2 cases. Now, the Gamut cases have gone up about 15-20 cents in just the past 3 to 4 weeks alone, which is actually pretty good. The fracture case is going up steadily the past little while, especially with the new cases getting added. And of course, no new shattered web knives coming out, which is kind of sad, but eventually it will happen, of course. The Chroma 3, it's just a little ways away, I would say. Maybe just the next couple of months it could reach $1, but of course is speculation. I would say this year, by the end of it, it most likely will reach $1 because this is growing in popularity. The Breakout case hasn't really gone up too much. It's almost at $4 once again, but kind of like the glove case, it really hasn't moved. And I would say because it's just so expensive to unbox for what you're mostly getting most of the time. Just because the knife is so hard to get, you're ending up with a really garbage red. Now, the Danger Zone case, and of course the Prisma case, that of course have got removed. Now, the Danger Zone has been hyped up like crazy the past little while, and just this past year ever since it did get removed. Now, if you haven't seen my case investment guide, and pretty much where I rank the cases on certain tier lists in different type of investments, essentially you're either losing one of the two things when mainly investing in a cases, and this is pretty much for everything in CS. Either you have to spend the time or the money, and those are obviously two very big things in anything. Time being, if you want to invest in some of the cheaper things inside of CS, you're going to have to wait, and that of course equals time. And if you want to not wait as long, you usually have to spend a little more. So a higher tier case in CS when the market's down quite a bit, for me anyway, I find to be a lot better of an investment than some of the lower tier ones, because in that maybe 3 or 4 year time span, you will wait for those cases to reach $1 or something else. You will have flipped 40 times the amount of cases and also made a decent amount of profit in that exact same time. And you're also getting down the bulk in your inventory, especially for some of your investments. But that, of course, is just my personal opinion. And something I also want to note on is some of the knives. The knives and skins, especially some of the knives in some of my best knives videos where I've done best knives for $100, and I believe we ended that at $500 because the best cheap knives really isn't past $500 in my personal opinion. That's affordable to most people. And your gut knife Tiger Tooth that I made a video on just a little while ago for $100 in buff is almost $140, which is kind of crazy. Some of the lowest tier knives inside of CSGO have gone up so much in a very short period of time, which is just absolutely nuts. Though once again, like I have stated in most recent videos on my channel, when prices go up in a very short period of time, it's usually very unhealthy, and usually come crashing down and usually burn a lot of people. But it's slowly gone up the past few months. And for people who are going to ask if they should sell right now, well, if you've bought it in a decent time, like late 2021 or early 2022, and you're happy with your profit, go for it. Maybe reinvest in the winter or autumn later this year. So overall, it seems to be this week, some of the more expensive and older cases inside of CS are rising quite a bit, with decent to high quantity. Antwerp, as bad as it sounds and as much panic it is causing, I think it's actually a very good thing that they did this. It's going to help a lot of people in this next week. Now, like I said, you're only going to have a few days to, of course, sell your Antwerp items and capsules, for an example, to kind of make that profit back. But that is, of course, if you don't want to wait the first 24 to 48 hours of it getting removed. In Stockholm, well, I see it as kind of a good thing right now. It's cheap, and if you kind of want to buy into it, it's a great opportunity. And as soon as this major's over, it's most likely going to go up quite a bit because it's very scarce in quantity. Now let me know what you guys think down below. It seems to me that most things on the market, especially gloves, knives, and of course skins, are up quite a bit. Catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.